Thank you. And I'd like to turn to the last speaker, Dr. Ashwani Vasishth. And if you could please keep your remarks to 2 minutes if possible, that would be much appreciated. Thank you.
Excellencies, Madam Moderator, members of the distinguished panel. My name is Ashwani Vasishth, a professor of sustainability at Ramapo College of New Jersey and the U.S. representative for the People's Sustainability Treaties, which can be found at sustainabilitytreaties.org. I'm a sustainability planner with a focus on urban ecology. My basic argument is that if we want to understand how to operationalize the enduring concept of harmony with nature in hard, pragmatic terms, there are two places we can look. We can look either at pre-industrial civilizations where living in harmony with nature was necessary and even imperative, or we can look at the cutting edge of ecological science, specifically at scale hierarchic ecosystem ecology, which shows us that the only way in which we can live sustainably is indeed in harmony with nature. In this latter view, humans are most appropriately seen as components of ecosystems. We need to, more than anything else, see ourselves as a part of nature, not apart from it. Further, cities are usually seen as the quintessential technological artifacts of human civilization, thought to set us apart from nature. If we are truly to live in harmony with nature, we must first ecologize our cities, harmonizing them with the natural processes and functions. From a theoretical perspective, I present three models. The first, complex systems. In complex systems, reality is always more than a singularity. We need to depict nature in multiple and diverse ways. This is the scientific imperative for a participatory model of societal decision-making. The second deals with the nature of nature itself, in that ecosystems are best seen as emergent from often intangible processes and functions that undergird them. So a tree, for example, is most usefully seen as emerging from the flows of water, carbon, nitrogen, calcium, and so on, not as tree, trunk, branches, roots, and so on. And the third deals with the way we think about capital. If we go back to a pre-industrial past, we see that there are three factors of production: land, labor, and capital. Capital or money was most scarce, and so a system was devised to prioritize the conversion of land and labor to capital. This, today, we call capitalism. Today, however, we live in a different world, a world in which nature is the true scarce resource and in which capital is abundant. Now, our task is to use our endowments of man-made capital to enhance and restore both human capital and natural capital. In closing, three specific recommendations. Consistently and pervasively promote the deployment of green infrastructure as a substitute for built-in infrastructure. Consistently and pervasively promote the deployment of urban heat island mitigation strategies. Consistently and pervasively promote the deployment of measures that take a process function approach to telling change over time. For instance, we should adopt some measure like the Genuine Progress Index as a substitute for gross domestic product. And we should encourage on all fronts the deployment of measures such as ecological footprint, the water footprint.
If we could wrap up, thank you very much with your recommendations. If you could conclude quickly. Thank you.
I thank you for this opportunity to intervene in the discussion and for considering my thoughts on the enduring notion of harmony with nature.